What's up, fam? Welcome to episode 1 of EXTOL WE. And I'm so excited and nervous to be heading into the second half of this journey with God. It's starting over completely from scratch. I don't even know what my intro to these videos is going to be, other than Extraordinary Life with Elijah is now finished. And this is now the season of EXTOL WE. If you're just jumping in with us in this journey, I've just finished a 3.5-year process of recording 2 videos a week. One where I was posting a video live 3.5 years ago and then recording another video concurrently, putting that away in a bank of videos that then begin to be posted live here in 2023 on my other channel, Extraordinary Life with Elijah, which I will link here. Now, finishing out that process, God has for me then the next 3.5 years to make videos in the present, posting them here on EXTOL WE and drawing out prophetic insights from the video posted in the past 3.5 years ago and from the video being posted live here in the present, along with all of the things that are happening in my life right now here in 2023. A little bit complex. Hopefully you'll learn the whole language and what's going on as we merge forward. I don't know how to do this other than to just jump in. I'm 4 weeks behind on all of the videos because I haven't known how to start. Only way you can start is jump in and do it. It'll develop itself as we go. But as I look back at the 2 videos that I posted, the Awe in Loving Remembrance and Extraordinary Life, where I recorded my first video on Friday, February 14th, 2020. And then the video then that I played, that was the final and first video. Again, it's gonna take some time for you to get used to. If you're new to this channel, that I played then on Thursday, August 17th, 2023. It's been such a celebration to see everything that God has done in my life. Now, I snapped a screenshot of all of my stats in the channel as of August 17, 2023. At that point, I had recorded and posted 533 videos in a 3.5-year time period, which is an average of about 3 videos per week for 3.5 years. God's grace to sustain me through that adventure, along with starting a real estate company and having 2 more children for a total of 4, and switching communities of faith and beginning new friendships and doing ministry, and how God sustained me with grace to produce 3 videos a week solid for 3.5 years absolutely astounds my mind. Now, also on August 17th, I had 8,943 views of all of my videos, 842 dislikes, which makes my heart so happy, and this is a bit tricky, 116 subscribers that it shows on my website, but 120 subscribers exactly in total, counting my 4 children. Now, of all of my subscribers, I think my children may be the ones who have caught the culture most. Now, even around the house, as they engage things like ice cream or pictures or my shirts or anything in life that they see, that they'll often put their thumbs up and they'll say, "Dad, I don't like your shirt." I'll look at them and say, "What? Honey, you don't like my shirt?" And they'll say, "No, I love it." And they'll give me a thumbs down. It's been so awesome seeing how my kids have so picked up on the culture. So adding the 4 of them, God blessed me with a total of 120 subscribers at the playing of my final video on Thursday, August 17th, 2023, which is, I think, so beautiful because at the coming of the Holy Spirit on Pentecost, it's 120 believers in the upper room. So blessed my heart. Some other things then that I discovered then merging into that my parents' 49th wedding anniversary is that if you divide my parents' wedding anniversary, which is 49 years, by 3.5 years of labor, it comes to 14, which is when I recorded the video on Friday, February 14th, 2020. just so beautiful seeing the timing and the fingerprints of God throughout my life. Now, rolling into the night and the celebration with my parents, it was so incredibly beautiful to see how God confirmed his heart to me. From the very first day that I recorded the video and I had prayed through all the dynamics with God and playing it for my family on my parents' 49th wedding anniversary, I always saw us playing that video for my family in my brother's living room at his house. As we merged into that day for the celebration, we were having dinner out at the feedlot in Shepherd, Montana. And I began to talk with my family about the dynamics of that night to kind of feel out where we were going to be for the playing out of that video. There was a group text that was going on. And as we were engaging that group text, I put out there, I said, family, after we get done eating dinner together, where are we going to finish after dinner and hang out? Are we going to all finish dinner there and then we all go separate ways? Or are we going to go to another place? I was feeling out because God had laid on my heart not to pressure the situation or to try to manipulate where we were going to be, but just to ask questions and to allow him to organize the night. Now, as I engaged that with my family, he said, yeah, Elijah, if you have something to share with us, let's just do it there at the feedlot. I think that would be a lot better. And then we can all merge our separate ways after we get done with dinner there. I remember my heart was a little bit disappointed, but I just said with God, well, God, if that's where my family wants to be, that's what the family wants to do, then that's where I'm going to play my video. Now, my cousin Josiah was very pivotal to the very end of the final video in loving remembrance. And I had invited him to come and to watch the video with us. And he was also coordinating with me to bring a TV to where we were so that I could play the video on a widescreen TV so everyone could see. I reached out to my cousin Josiah and said, this is it, man. Start merging our way. It's about time to play the video. He jumps in his truck, starts driving towards the restaurant where we are, when all of a sudden, the cousins are all running around, having fun. We're just getting ready to order dinner. We'd had all of our appetizers and hors d'oeuvres, and we're getting ready to order our main course when all of a sudden, one of the nieces and nephews fell down. There was a little bit of a ruckus, and as soon as they hit the deck, boom, all the lights in our dining area went off. The air conditioning turned off, the fans turned off, the lights went out, and we're like, hey, kids, what are you doing? Did you trip on something? Oh my goodness. No, the power had gone out in the restaurant. The manager came out and said, folks, we're so sorry to tell you that the power went off in the restaurant. We don't know when it's going to come back on, but we've called Northwest Energy and they said power is out for this entire grid. Now, as my family all started talking together to see what we're going to do and where we're going to merge forward from there, my sister Amanda jumps on her phone and starts doing a little research. Pen that for just a second. Now, during the conversation of then, should we stay there, go ahead and order and see if we can just have them cook on the stoves with the gas, get us our meal, and we just stay in that space and eat, or should we go somewhere else? I just continued to ask, family, what are we going to do? But I didn't inject my opinion. As they began to talk about all of that, the manager came out and said, hey, we can go ahead and cook meat on the grills. The grills are gas, they'll still work. My brother-in-law, who's very well acquainted with the restaurant industry, said, man, if you're going to be cooking steaks, like how are you going to be running fans to be able to pull any smoke off? I don't think this is a great idea. And while they're having that conversation, it's getting hotter and hotter out at the restaurant. It was 110 degrees outside that day. So it starts getting super hot in the restaurant. So finally the family says, you know what? Abandon ship. We're going to settle up for all of our food and our drinks for our appetizers, and we're just going to leave the restaurant and we're going to go back to Zachary's house. My heart was so happy. Now, a lot of the family were very upset and disappointed, not in a bad way, just upset because they had expectation of eating there. My sister-in-law had worked so hard to organize everything, and now we're merging back to their house. And she just worked so hard on it. It's disappointing that everybody couldn't order what they wanted. We head back to my brother's house. And everybody busts out to the stores to buy things. My sister Sarah goes, and her and her husband Jeff, they get some ice cream. And Jeff says, oh man, I'm gonna grab some mushrooms and some onions. I'm gonna make some sauteed onions and mushrooms. My brother goes and grabs some ribeyes. The store that he was gonna get them from was closing, but walks into the store, and the owner of the store knows him well and says, hey man, I'm already closed down. Just go back, grab whatever you want, take it, come back, settle up with me later. Favor. I get home, I kick on the grill, start preheating it, and everybody just goes to town, whipping together a meal, family style, at my brother's house. As we're all going, I'm checking in with everybody. How are you doing? I'm disappointed. How are you doing? Oh, I'm a little frustrated. And I'm just so incredibly joyful. I'm like, God, this is incredible. Like, you shut the power down at a restaurant to get me back to my brother's house so that we can watch it in his house, just like you showed me in the vision from 3.5 years ago. I start encouraging everyone with the hope and the joy that I have. We get the meal all prepared, and we sit down, and I start getting so nervous because clear back on Friday, February 14th, 2020, I saw that I played the video at 8:17 p.m. in the evening. But because of all of the rigmarole and driving all over the place, I had no idea what time it was, and my heart began to get nervous because I didn't know if we were gonna hit that mark. I went to reach for my phone to start anxiously checking on the time, and the Father said, don't look at your phone. Just eat your meal. So I start eating my meal. I'm a little bit distracted at the table. My mom's making conversation with me, but I'm having a hard time engaging with her because all this stuff is running through my mind. I'm like, I still have to get my cousin here. I have to set up the TV, my computer, the HDMI cord, make sure everything's working right. And I'm thinking through all of these details, but I'm just praying with the Father. And the Father's just saying, just eat your dinner and stop worrying about the time. Now, as we got to the end of all of our food, I went ahead and texted my cousin and said, roll tide, man. It's the time. Come to Zachary's house. It's go time. My cousin Josiah texts back right away, says, I'm on my way. I finish up my food, and I keep wanting to reach into my pocket to look at my phone. And God keeps saying, no. Trust me. I finally finish my food, stand up and go outside. And as I'm walking towards our van to get my backpack with my computer, God says, you can now look at your phone. I get to the back end of our van, looking down Poly Drive towards my cousin's house, pull out my phone and look at it, and it's 8:08 p.m. As soon as I look up from my phone, I look down the street, and here's headlights coming in hot. Boom, it's my cousin Josiah. He parks right behind my van, jumps out, comes around, he's got his TV in the back of his truck, pulls it out. I was like, bud, you're right on time. Let's go. And he's just, you got to know my cousin Josiah. Just a beautiful friend. I think of him more as a brother than I do my cousin. We just roll into my brother's house, and they've pulled stuff off of a table, shoved it to the front of the living room. It's an extension cord. I throw the TV on there, hook up my computer. And guys, as I get everything hooked up, it's like 8:13 p.m. I have enough time to step in front of the TV, set up what we're getting ready to watch, step to the back of the TV, and bam, hit the space bar at exactly 8:17 p.m. in the evening in my brother's house with my family, whom I love, on Thursday, August 17th, 2023, my parents' 49th wedding anniversary. Friends, God's timing and his ability to order things to the exact minute, the exact place, with the exact people is nothing short of mind-blowing. Friends, as we went through the evening then, my sister Amanda had been checking on the Northwest Energy website that shows where everything is power on, power off to the power grid. And she looks on there and finds out that the power grid turned off clear up to road 16, but that road 17 on always had power. A family The beautiful thing is that my brother and I, Charlotte, and my sister-in-law Jessica had been talking the night before on August 16th about how our family, the Scheidler family, my immediate family, are merging and growing forward and learning how to be a family together and to create a culture where we're connected together, loving one another as we merge towards my parents getting older. That my parents cannot continue to be the central gathering point of our family's connection. The day is coming when my parents will no longer be with us. And then after that point, what connection will we have as their children merging forward? That culture is up to us. And so we've been talking about all of these things. And then clear back on Friday, February 14th, 2020, that I was talking about legacy and covenant relationship and my parents' faithfulness before God, and that I was the fruit of their covenant relationship, but that then merging then into 2023, that my brother and I would begin to talk about legacy and merging forward, allowing the past to stay in the past, to celebrate and to honor what has happened in the past, but that there's a time coming when that is going to merge forward and be something that stays in the past, that something new needed to happen, but that then God would have all of this stuff in place with what he was doing in my life, with Extraordinary Life with Elijah, and that I would ask my brother to have the family feast on my parents' anniversary, and that he would honor me to do it, even though it's his gift to the family, but that he would allow me to speak vision into when and what that looked like. So powerful. But then that God would act in our family's life to cut the power off from 17 backwards, but that 17 merging forward always had power. Absolutely mind-blowing, my friends. What I see in this then, with everything that's happening in my life, in my current faith family, and seeing what God is doing then further on in his church in the earth, is that God is refining and defining things in our family, helping those who are in the church currently, the youth, the sons and the daughters, the young people, the young men and the women, and then the older people, the mothers and fathers and grandfathers in the faith, that God is doing this new work where he is, again, refining and defining our hearts in him and transforming how we gather as a family to be gathered around brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, in a family expression of faith that's merging forward into the future, that there's things in the past, a form of godliness without power that is getting separated from our church families, such that we can be family in the kingdom, the church, the dwelling place of God, the bride of Christ, that is our identity, and that there has always been true, but there's a cutting off, that God is merging backwards in the past, honoring what has been, but also saying there is a clear cut off to merge from a place of dining in a restaurant context where we're just shucking out money to get fed, and if we're not getting fed, then man, take my bucks and my butt, and I'm going to a different place where I can just continue to consume and pay money, because I didn't actually come here to serve. I came here to pay my tithe, my club fees, to just be fed here. That mentality within religious circles is being disempowered and shoved to the past, and that there is a new expression of brothers and sisters talking together with one another to say, how do we honor our fathers and mothers in the faith, and creating an intentional, connected culture merging from this point forward into the future that honors them, but continues to grow in momentum in a legacy of faith and family. Family, oh, there's so many more things, but my video is already 20 minutes long. I don't know how to do this other than to just start gripping it and ripping it, moving it forward, and let the process refine and define me. If you subscribe to what we are doing, then hit the button, hit it, and then hit the bell as well to get notified with the new content. And if you loved this video, didn't just like it, then hit the thumbs down button. Pray blessings on our lives together. I love you guys lots, and I will see you in the next video.